What's happening, everybody? Just want to say welcome back. You see that I'm cheesing today because I don't know if you noticed, I have some decorations going on. Denver Broncos, if you know me. Big Broncos fan. Students, you know me. Students, you know my dog name? Bronco. I'm all about the inspiration and positive affirmations. I have tons of these hanging around my classroom. Let's see what this one says today. Never stop learning because life never stops teaching. That is a fact. It's a fact. And if you think I'm lying, students, I'm never going to stop teaching. I'm going to be teaching for the next 75 years of my life. And after that, there's going to be a little Mr. M. And he's going to be teaching for 75 years. Or she will. All right, let's get going. Wins of the week. Let's talk about it. Do I need to say it again? I'm here physically. I made it out alive. I will say it again. I made it out alive. It wasn't a bad week. Weather was beautiful. We went on a field trip, but I'm here. I made it out alive. I'm also caught up on grading. So what that means, I get to chill this weekend. I get to catch up on some reading. I'm reading a few things right now. What the Fact, Free Water, Clint Smith, Anthologies of Poetry, No More Negative Relationships with Students. I'm reading a few things right now. But now I actually have the time to dive deep into at least two of them. That's a win in my book. So I made it out alive, and I'm going to have a lot of free time this weekend. Win number 2. Educators, you will relate to this a little more. Students, unless you're working full-time, you probably won't. So teachers around this area, everybody, and I work in Westchester County, we're fairly remunerated or compensated. And I have to really preface my win with that because I know there's a lot of strife and teachers unions across the country are fighting for better pay in different areas. So I'm speaking my truth. In around Westchester County, you are fairly paid for the work that you are putting in most districts. I really can't speak for all, but for most districts. With that being said, if you live a modest lifestyle, maybe you have a partner who also works at a job that's fairly paid, you can make a decent living. And then you could also supplement your paycheck with tutoring, coaching. I coached track and field last year. I didn't run a day of damn track in my life in high school, but I coached it. I had fun. Kids were great. I did a good job. I learned a lot. And it was also a wonderful check. So here's my win. You know how I said a couple seconds ago that if you live a modest lifestyle? Well, recently I haven't been living a modest lifestyle. I've been ordering out every night. I've been buying these wonderful cut-off big shirts to make me look diesel for whatever reason. I purchased like maybe 30 of them. $400 right there in my account. Why? I don't know. The school year is almost ending. Why did I purchase these? But I did. So sometimes I get ahead of myself. I've been precariously hanging on, y'all. I haven't been doing well. But if you go back to last week's wins with Mr. M, I mentioned something about coverages. I got my check. I made about $700 more than usual because I picked up so many coverages. And this is what I mean by, like, most times if you're in a solid district with a decent union, you are going to be supported and you are going to be compensated for your efforts. I'll leave it at that. That's one of my wins. I saw I got paid this week. Check was ballooning. I'm feeling great. 3. I love this win right here. During my prep periods, right? I tend to stay in my classroom. I get a lot of work done. I sometimes have to hide and lock my door because, students might come or teachers might come and they take up a lot of my prep time. But like I said, time is of the essence. I value and cherish my prep periods. But this one prep period, this day in general, it was sweltering hot in our rooms. My room particularly. The AC wasn't booming. It was just like 95 degrees. My worst fear is going downstairs or just leaving my room in general because I'm always stopped in the hallway. Mr. Mayon, this or that. And then conversation for the next 35 minutes, which it's okay. Like, I'm a gregarious guy. I like conversing with my colleagues or I love seeing my students. But my mans, or my ladies, if I gotta get some work done, I gotta get work done. Obviously, you see me on a mission to the bathroom, please don't stop me and tell me about how your week is going. I do not really want to hear too much about that or how Johnny little baseball game went. I'm sorry, and I'm just being really honest, not trying to be mean, but I'm sure you feel the same way. You gotta get work done. So I go to the teacher's lounge, and the teacher's lounge is technically not a teacher's lounge, it's a TA lounge, teacher's assistant. That's where they all hang out. Teachers stay in the rooms. I dread going to the teacher's lounge sometime because there are mad TAs in there and they're talking. It's hard to get work done, but cool, whatever. I go to the teacher's lounge. There was nobody in there. I had a little tear drop through my eye because I got so much work done. As evidence, I'm not taking work home this weekend. I get to just read. So my wins are building off each other. You see, it's a domino effect. Cherish my prep time, get grades done, not talking to people. I'm free man. Those are wins. Those are wins, y'all. 4th win of the week. This is a very important one for me, so come a little closer. Yeah, was walking down in the hallway and I see one of my really cool colleagues. We actually got hired together. She's a math teacher in a different house. We don't see each other often. She's always wonderful, Brittany. Every time I see her, positive vibes. She's like my marigold, if you will. You know how they say marigold flower, where they help other flowers grow. If you plant them next to any type of flower, they're going to help them grow. That's her, right? She's positive, because sometimes some teachers could be Debbie Downers, people in general. So thank you, Brittany. Nonetheless, Brittany stops me, and then she was like, hey, Mr. M, I'm tutoring this one kid, my boy Matt, current 8th grader, so I had him last year. By the way, go Broncos, Matt. Big Giants fan. They're terrible. She goes, Matt's always raving about you. Man, that made me feel wonderful. Teachers, I know you can attest to that. When you just hear other students come back, like how much your teaching means to them, or hear it from other educators or their parents. Who knows if they're embellishing it, but I'm going to toot my own horn here. I think I'm doing great things in the classroom. So Brittany, thank you for sharing that. Because sometimes educators, y'all be haters. You don't want to share that with other teachers. For whatever reason, whatever it does to your ego. So Brittany, I appreciate you sharing that. Matt be raving about me and how much he loved English class, how much he learned. I threw all that in there. But thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Matt. You the man, bro. That was a win. It gets me going. Win number 5. A great way to end the week. My house, we went on a field trip. I don't know if many other schools go on field trips anymore in middle school. I know elementary school you go on a lot, but my district, we go on a lot of field trips. To end our year off, we went to Chelsea Piers. I'll leave it at that. I don't need to explain more what Chelsea Piers is, but Chelsea Piers is technically right down the road from where I live. The fact that I was able to just drive to Chelsea Piers, I get to wake up 2 hours later and I just meet the bus there. I get to leave and go straight home. In my old district, I'd have to drive to work, catch the bus, go back on the bus, and then drive back down to be 5 minutes away from where I was just at. But I appreciate my team for picking me up here and allowing me to do exactly that. That's a win in my book. Second win within that is just, I'm at Chelsea Piers! That's an amazing trip. I don't care what nobody says. You could be 15, you could be 80. You're at Chelsea Piers, the kid is gonna come out. I did the Ninja Park. I went crazy on the Ninja Park. I almost broke my hand, but I went crazy on the Ninja Park. What else we did? I did a little gymnastics. I did a little front flip. It's like one of these pit things. That was a little scary, but I did it. We also played dodgeball. That's fun. That's fun. I was always the kid who loved when teachers would come play with us during recess. Or, yo, let's go shoot some hoops, Mr. So-and-so. And he'd be down. Or we'd catch him after school. Hey, come here. And he'd just do something crazy or sick. Whether it was just jump roping or just doing a push-up competition. I always admired those teachers because they were relatable. They tried to be like us. They're not even trying to be like us. They were just humans. They weren't rigid. You got to appreciate that. And I could tell my students really appreciate when I come and I join some of those activities that they do. All right, man. Those are my 5 wins of the week. It was a really solid week. But my 5th win, the Chelsea Piers, actually extends to a loss. I got this one student. He always under my TikTok. Follow that. Class with Mr. M. He's always under my TikTok saying, Mr. M, when we going to 1v1 in basketball? All right. I'm like, Gavin, we're going to get there. Shout out to Gavin. We're going to get there. We're going to play. But like I said, sometimes I can't use my prep or lunch period to go out and play ball, man. I'm trying to catch up on things, Gavin, so please forgive me, man. I haven't been trying to duck you. We finally had an opportunity to play ball. Gavin is like 6'2" already in the 7th grade. This man has some solid moves. I'll give you that. I'm going to get my rematch. Gavin did win. He won, all right? I'll say that again. He won. I'll give it to you, Gavin. I'm not going to make any excuses here, but I didn't have the correct sneakers on that day. I didn't have the correct shorts on that day. I didn't have the correct shirt on that day, Gavin. You're going to catch me one more time, where I'm going to come prepared one of these Fridays towards the end of the year. We're going to get it on. I'll give you a shout out. That was a loss in my book, because you know what the first thing kids do? Ask them, who won? No, actually, Gavin, you were pretty humble about it. You won by 2. I'll give it to you. That was my only loss of the week, y'all. I lost to a student. First time in my career I ever lost anything to a student, whether it was card games, Connect 4, flag football. I've never lost to a student. I'll end it on that note. Thank you for coming to class today. Gavin, just because I gave you a shout out, I want you to subscribe to my YouTube page and all his friends. Have a great weekend, everybody.